So here I am in the amazing bay of what is Leros. Look at this amazing, absolutely stunning spot. And this weekend has been one of those weekends of my life that I am so grateful to have been able to do. It's something that has been a very long time coming. For those of you who listen to the podcast, my best friend Emilia, when she was 40, froze her eggs. And bearing in mind, I've known her since we were both 18, so it's a few years. And when we were in our mid-20s, she was the one that was like, if we're not married, then we can get married and have a family together. And then I got married. She didn't. And she, through her 30s, grew her career, spent her entire life really forging the most amazing path. And then when she got to the age of 39, thought, oh, I need to think about family. So when she was 40, she froze her eggs. She froze 13. And then that pressure of what am I going to do? How am I going to create a family? How is this going to work? All got put to one side. Over the next few years, she then met her now boyfriend, Afan, and they created embryos. And then last year, she had her baby, which is an amazing thing. I can't describe to you being with her on the day that her child was born was just fantastic. So she has a little daughter who was a year old last week. And then this weekend was the christening of her daughter. Now, bearing in mind, I've been one of her best friends since we were 18. She and her partner asked me to be a godfather. What an honor. Well, here we are. We're on an island in Greece. It's called Leros. And she put together the most beautiful, just stunning christening. It was on a tiny little island, on a church. It was a total Mamma Mia setting. And there were 80 people that came from all over the world. There was friends of ours that I've known for many years that have come from Australia, the United States, London, obviously, here in Greece as well. Her family have come in, and it was the most beautiful setting to christen her baby. I'm not very good at expressing emotions, and I typically cry because that's what happened. But this weekend has been really emotional because you go from knowing somebody who thinks they're not going to have a family, they have to freeze their eggs, they haven't found Mr. Perfect, that you just don't know. She asked me for my sperm. We didn't get to use it because for me, that was something I couldn't do. Even though the irony, she offered me her eggs when I was creating my family, and I said no for different reasons. And if you listen to one of the podcasts, you'll know that it was one of the kindest, most amazing things that anybody can do. And it was obviously a very difficult decision for me to then say no. When the time for her to start creating family came, she was like, would you be the sperm donor? And again, it was the same logic. Right? My logic for saying no to her offering her eggs and using those was because I wanted it to be my family. I knew 100% that I wanted to be the parent. And I know me well enough that had I had donated my sperm to her, she would have had amazing children, obviously. But I also know that I probably would have been like, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that. I would have been more involved than I would have liked to have been. And I don't think that would have been fair on her partner now or the child. So being godparent to me is the ultimate because I get to be the fun one, right? I get to be their fun uncle. I get to be the one that is there by her side growing up. You'd be able to provide guidance or just to be able to take her out for dinner, whatever it is, right? That's going to be fun. And I think for me, this has been incredibly emotional see your best friend have a baby. And to be a part of this is been organized to a T. And for those of you who know Emilia, and like she's organization queen. Like it's been the most amazing weekend from start to finish. We had to do this, we did that. The church was the most beautiful setting. The font that was in the church, there was olive oil from their olive groves. There was olive branches all the way around it. It was just stunning. I will post pictures. I will post pictures of the church. I'll post pictures of the font. We went from here by speedboat to the church. Like, how amazing is that? Anyway, but to see your best friend at 40 is freezing her eggs because I need to do this now because I haven't found Mr. Right. I haven't got a child. I haven't got my family. To then at 47, having her baby, that is powerful. The hope that she is able to provide to other people and being part of that journey and being able to sit and say, okay, babe, got to freeze your eggs. Keep those options open. I always say to people, you're in a corridor. You've got doors along the corridor. You're on that corridor. Don't close the doors. Keep them open. Keep your optionality as far as you can, as much as you can. And she did. And we're here. We're in Greece. She had her baby. Like that. If anybody is listening to this and who is up thinking, this is never going to happen, don't give up the faith. There are professionals, there are people around who will do what they can to get you to having your family. It may not be the family that you thought you were going to have, but one way or another, you will have a family. And I'm testament to that. As a gay guy, who would have thought that I would be here, age 48, with twins, 11-year-old boy and a girl who are just rocking my world. And here's Emilia with same age, 48, with a 1-year-old baby girl who's also rocking her world. This is just the most amazing thing that I've ever done, the most amazing thing that she's ever done. It will happen, right? If you ever feel like giving up, reach out. We're here to help. Again, it may not be the family you thought you were going to have, but we will get you to where you need to be. And then maybe you too can be on a beautiful island in Greece, celebrating the life of the most amazing little girl. She's got everything to look forward to. She's surrounded by love. She's surrounded by friends, people who will look after her. That to me is what this weekend's all about. Showing love, support, happiness, being there for your friends, right? Tough. It can be really tough sometimes. But just being able to hold her at the font and be a part of that, that's amazing. That is amazing. That is what everything I stand for. IVF Daddies started over 30 episodes ago. That blows my mind. The fact that we've managed to do so many episodes and not repeat ourselves. And I kind of wonder sometimes, wow, are these stories repetitive? Are these stories boring? Are people listening to us? Is it boring? And yet we get DMs every day from people around the world who are thanking us for just providing hope and some inspiration. And my God, I was at a conference in Berlin and somebody was like, I recognize your voice. I was like, okay. He was like, you have a podcast? Okay, that's weird. It's exactly the same whenever anybody comes up to me with a copy of my book. It blows my mind that people read my book. I know it's a guidebook. I know it goes step by step through the process. It's something that a lot of people have all over the world. But it blows my mind that people come up to me sometimes and they've got a copy of my book and it's highlighted and they've got post-it notes and they're like, oh my gosh, this has helped me so much. And I keep referring back to it and thank you. I'm like, gosh, Is that what it feels like to be an author and known, and you go to conferences, or I don't know, being a real housewife, as Julio would say, and just being known? It's very odd, but so cool. So cool. Anyway, I think I'm rambling now, but I just wanted to say to anybody who is struggling, we got you. If you want to reach out, you need a holding hand. You need someone to just be there to help, to guide you, to listen. Reach out. We're here. And yeah, this has been one of those weekends that's up there in my life. Literally seeing my best friend with her daughter. That's it.